So we are multiplying radicals, and what you do is very simply, you just multiply what's underneath the radical. So if I have a square root times a square root, my answer is a square root. And then I just multiply 6 times 3 is 18, and that's my answer. Now, just like with everything, you always have to simplify if you can. So now the square root of 18 has a factor that's a perfect square in it, right? So I need to go to y equals, and I'll take 18 divided by x squared to see what that perfect square is. And I notice, when I look at the smallest y value, that's not a decimal, and it's a 2. So that means a 3 comes out, and the square root of 2 stays underneath. And that's because 18 is 9 times 2, right? And 9 is a perfect square. The square root of 9 is 3, and that's where that 3 comes from. And then you still have the 2 left over. All right, so multiplying is very easy. You just multiply and then simplify. So here we go. What's left, the numbers that are on the outside stay on the outside, get multiplied together. Okay, so I have 2 times 2, so that would be 4. All right, and then I have the square root of 10 times the square root of 8, so that's the square root of 80. Okay, you just multiply the outside numbers together, multiply the numbers under the radical together. And then now you have to simplify that radical. So I'm going to go back to y equals, and I'll do 80 divided by the x squared, and then I'll look second graph, and I'm going to find the smallest y value that is not a decimal, and it's a 5. So that means a 4 comes out, and a 5 stays underneath. Okay, so this 4 is already out here, so I have this 4, and then a 4 came out, and they're going to be multiplied together. Everything is multiplied together because there's no signs. They're all stuck together, so that's times. And then I have the 5 underneath. Okay, so looking at the calculator, the 5, right, the 5 is my leftover, so there it is right there, and then the 4 came out. All right, and then I already had this 4. So now 4 times 4 is 16, and then I have the square root of 5. And if I wanted to check my answer, I could always just multiply it out and see if I get the same numbers. Okay, I could always go 4 times the square root of 80 and see what that decimal is, and then now do 16 times the square root of 5, and you see there it's the same decimal. And so that's how I know that I did it right. That's how, because that's all simplifying is they're equal. All right, so now go ahead and do 10 on your own, and then we'll look at number 11.